Okay, so let's take a look at what is actually involved. So the details are we're testing an improvement to SHD text rapid target analysis algorithms. That's a mouthful. That should help with close range targeting. While this tech branch is active, you'll deal increased damage at close range. All right, so it sounds pretty great, especially for up close and personal builds. And if we take a very quick look at the patch notes that we got now a couple of weeks ago, you can see here that Assault, on the other hand, favors aggressive play, granting increased damage against nearby enemies with a multiplier of up to 200%. So it's pretty much the reverse of Ambush last week, where if you stayed in cover and stayed still, you got 200% damage. But this week, we get 200% damage for being close to enemies. So I'm fully expecting that the blue bar is still there. It probably looks the same. So let's go and check it out. Okay, so we've got the GE turned on, and of course it wouldn't be an up close and personal test if we didn't try it at Lincoln Memorial. Just so you can see what I've got, and I'll run through the build a little bit later if it is successful. I have got my SMG Hunter's Fury type build on. I do run Bloodsucker with this. I like the bonus armor that you get just from getting kills, but if you wanted to, you could quite easily slot in a Memento here. I know a lot of people like that as well. I would usually run the Ouroboros with this build, but I wanted to try out the Sheriff Shotgun with this as well because it has recently had a fix. And don't forget that Hunter's Fury is not just about SMGs, it's also about shotguns. I know that is forgotten quite a lot. So let's start off with a Dark Winter and see what happens. I'm fully expecting some kind of bar, but let's see.
Maintain this outpost. The True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Oh, there's no bar. Oh my gosh. Stuff is just dying.
I can't see him.
So is there no indication apart from obviously the insane damage numbers? Am I missing some kind of UI?
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south.
I'm trying to play the game and frantically look for some kind of UI to indicate that I am within close range. I mean, it obviously favors the SMG. Look at the time to kill. Is bonkers. I mean, you can see the drop off, but it's pretty far away. Like even here, I was hitting for 2 million, and this build's good, but it's not 2 million a bullet good with no stacks. Well, let's just see how it goes now, because we know we've got some elites and stuff in this area. Like even there, then I hit for 2 mil. 2 mil. You can see the drop off there to 500. 500 still. Is it about a 10-meter radius? The radius is very generous, which obviously I like. Like look at that, it's very generous. It's not like close range. Like you can keep your distance to there and still do an insane amount of damage. Because I mean, Hunter's Fury distance is 15 meters. It feels like it's very, very, very similar. What we'll do, let's head to the range and see if it actually works in the range. And if it does, we'll be able to tell exactly the distance that you can be. But first impressions is that it's extremely generous, which is great. It's just a little bit odd that there's no indicator to see, unless I'm missing it and I'm being blind this morning. I have only had 1 cup of coffee. But it is a little bit odd that there's no indication. So for instance, let's just get to 5 meters here. We'll just use a pistol shot. Oh my gosh, I'm hitting for 2 million to the chest. So it does work in the range, so there's no way my pistol does that. If we step back a little bit here. So 5, yeah, so if I go into cover. So 15 meters is too far. 10 meters we get the buff. Oh, but obviously we're applying Hunter's Fury buffs here at the same. We're applying Hunter's Fury buff at the 15 meters. Let's just check. No, we're not. We are at 10. So that's not a good test. But the damage does ramp up extremely huge. So let's just try it with something that won't stack. What have we got here? Let's put a skill build on. We'll just put this skill build on. So 540, 570 there. $140 there. Bring it into 10. We have the buff there. And we definitely have the buff when it's here. So the 457. We get the same buff there at 457 when no crit. Yeah. And then if I kind of back out a little bit here. 457. So that's like 12 meters. So the distance is between 10 and 15 meters, which I think is super generous. Let's just check it didn't tell us in the patch notes. No, it just says nearby. And does it tell us in the game? But it doesn't tell us in the game. Yeah, so to me though, that is super generous. I'm very happy with that. I think this week is going to be a huge amount of fun. If you want to see the build that I was running, we'll put the Dark Winter back on because that's what I was running. And we'll put on the Sheriff. They were both great, but you can see the stats are overjuiced because of the Ouroboros. So let's just make that right very quickly. Should be 55 or 56. Yeah, 55. There we go. So stats are 55 crit chance, 159% critical hit damage, and 70% headshot damage. The backpack I chose to go with is a Sokolov because we get 10% SMG damage, crit chance, crit damage again in the mod slot with Bloodsucker. But again, you can run whatever you want here. You could run a damage talent here if you wanted to, or you could run the Memento. It would work very well. I just favor Bloodsucker. I just really like that I don't have to do anything for it to work. I am lazy. The Equalizer with the rate of fire bonus, perfect obliterate. There's nothing better for a chest damage talent if you ask me, even though it's not as powerful as Glass Cannon. And then 4-piece Hunter's Fury, because that's going to give you either the shotgun or the SMG damage, the armor and health on kill, which is huge. But then it also gives you damage and CC, which is insane. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorientates other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds. But it stacks up to 5 times. You can see here crit chance, crit damage on the mask. The gloves are crit damage. The knees are crit damage. And the holster is also crit chance. You thought I was going to say crit damage, right? Then you can use the shield or the pulse, the Banshee pulse, whichever you want. And I like to run the Reviver Hive because if we are playing up close and personal, chances are at some point we will go down. Don't forget to use Gunner because it gives you some extra armor on kill. It gives you extra rate of fire. It gives you ammo as well. But don't forget to select your SMG damage bonus there as well. But yeah, but this is insane. I can only imagine some of the builds we're going to be able to do with even like up close and personal marksman or rifles run and gun style with this and pop some crazy insane damage. So yeah, definitely going to be on the old builds this week and checking out what we can do. It actually seems like the close and personal one might actually be more versatile than the actual ranged one from last week. What I do find strange though is how it doesn't have a bar. It just works. Oh, there's a claw there. Is that what I missed? Did it just not? Oh, yep. There is a claw. No claw. Claw. Oh, there it is. Claw missing. Oh, so it feels like it's exactly the same as Hunter's Fury. I'm glad we did that right at the end. So it's actually the claw that appears above. And that's it. It's really, really simple. This is exactly how GEs need to be. If they're ever going to add any more, simplistic GEs for me are an absolute W. So maybe I just didn't see them because I was too busy running around looking all over the UI. I'm pretty sure I saw it in here though. We're just going to double check.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sun's forces. They maintain this outpost.
Maybe they died too quick.
Direct threat to the campus.
Yeah, there it is. I think the point was that they it's so insane. An SMG feels like it's one tap in the red bars. Yeah, damage is crazy. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. This one's been long enough, but I look forward to seeing all your comments on what you're going to be running this week. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, agents, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.